Whew, forgive me all. I just got off my stair stepper, so I'm a little out of breath, but I wanted to jump on and just talk quickly about something that's very important to me, and that's boundaries. I think a lot of times there's a lot of misconceptions about boundaries. For whatever reason, as we're moving from old behaviors to new behaviors in the new paradigm of how we treat one another, a lot of times people tend to think that a boundary has to do with keeping people out. But actually, boundaries are a little bit more complicated than that. Boundaries are more to do with respecting oneself, respecting other people, and allowing them to know more about you and what you're capable of receiving and not receiving. Boundaries are largely about respect. And a lot of times when people hear a boundary from somebody, that some people are pretty respectful and they just accept it and recognize that it's about, learning who the person is. But other people, they get all butthurt and they think it's about them and take it all personal. And these are your indicators. These are your indicators that you're dealing with somebody who's not exactly healthy, somebody who's living from an old pattern that is just outdated. Back in the 70s and 80s, that was common. People would always get butthurt about shit like that. But it's 2025 now, and we know boundaries are about respect. So, I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because kind of dealing with a situation currently in my life with someone who lives around here that, they just think they can just swing by whenever they want. Finally, I had to draw a line and just say, that's not how this works. And, it was very, I don't know, I thought everybody knew that. But whatever, I do have a business here too, so maybe, I don't actually want to get into that. But regardless, boundaries are essential in all relationships. A lot of times when we express boundaries to people, we, we're trying to create pathways for people to be able to honor us and respect us properly, so that we don't create resentments and problems within those relationships. It's pretty basic stuff, but I think one of the things, I don't know, if somebody sets a boundary with me and it surprises me, I do quickly ask myself, okay, what's bothering me about this circumstance? Is it the boundary? Is it the way the boundary was set? A lot of times it's that. If people are kind of disrespectful in the way that they just say no. Because you don't have to be disrespectful to say, hey, by the way, don't come over, unless you text me and I say, come over. I don't want people just showing up whenever they want at my house. That's, or if I say, dude, what the fuck? Why you just keep showing up at my house? Like, two very different ways of setting a boundary. And, at least when it came to me and how I handled this situation, I really just said, hey, I'm very busy and I like to do a lot of things alone. So, if you're thinking about swinging by, text me. If I don't text you back, don't come over. If I, If I do text you back, I'll tell you to come over and when. But if I don't text you back, that doesn't mean come knock on the door. So, I think boundaries are important. So, anyway, I'd be curious, actually, what you think about boundaries and what they mean to you, and how do you actually, how do they affect you? How does it affect you when people set boundaries with you? Does it make you feel butthurt, or does it actually just, redefine how you handle or approach the friendship or relationship? I'm curious. And do me a favor, don't forget to like, and if possible, hit the share button. You don't have to share, just by hitting the share button, it changes the algorithm. And even if you don't share it, it does help my algorithm to get me out there. YouTube will share me with others, and talk about some of these things with your people, or send this to them, especially if you're dealing with boundary issues with someone, and you need some sort of a segue to talk about something with them. This would be a great video to send. So I hope you have an excellent Friday, TGIF, and catch you later. Stay well. I love you.